guys, I know the last lick wasn't that well executed, but just in case you want to try yourself and want to try to play this whole solo, which isn't that easy, I will teach you the whole solo front to back in this video. Let's go. Alright, now for this whole solo he's in the key of B minor, and now if you got the B minor pentatonic on your hands, you're good to go. Now just in case you're using the same amp simulation than I am, it's the Cory Wong Neural DSP plugin, and I'm gonna post a screenshot right here if you want to copy that. If not, just use a Fender style amp which is overdriven, or put an overdrive pedal in front of it, and then you're as well good to go. Now first lick slowly. Now you're spinning up the 12th fret of the E string and the B string a whole step. He really digs in, and then he comes back down from a bend to the 12th fret. Plays the 10th fret twice and gives that some good vibrato. And then plays the 12th fret of the E string. Then another full step bend up at the 12th fret, but this time only the E string. Then he plays each note here twice, it's the 12th fret, then the 10th fret, then the 12th fret of B string. Then he slides into the 9th fret with G string, plays the 7th fret and gives that some good vibrato. And then, without picking again, hammers onto the 9th fret with G string. Now for the second lick, he's again bending up the B string and the E string at the 12th for the full step. And again, he's really digging in with his right hand. Then he's hammering onto the 12th fret from the 10th fret of the E string. And then bends up the 10th fret just a little bit. Then he plays the 12th fret of B string, the 10th fret of B string, and again the 12th fret of B string, and gives that note some slight vibrato. And then again a hammer onto the 12th fret from the 10th fret of E string, and again a slight bend up here at the 10th fret of E string. Now third lick slowly. Now he plays the 7th fret of the first position on the E string, then the 10th fret of B string. Then he bends up with his middle finger the G string 9th fret just a half step. Then plays the 7th fret of G string. And then walks down the scale basically. He then lands on the 9th fret of D string and gives that some slight vibrato, it's the root note. And then plays the 7th fret of the G string, back to the root note, back to the minor third, the 7th fret here. And the last note is the root note here at the 9th fret of D string and gives that some vibrato again. Now fourth lick slowly. Now he starts out by bending up the 10th fret of B string a full step. Then plays the 7th fret of the E string. And then pulls off from the 10th fret of B string to the 7th fret. Then does the classic blues lick, the bend up here at the G string 9th fret a full step with his middle finger. and then the 7th fret B string and 7th fret E string. Then again a pull off at the B string, the 10th fret to the 7th fret. Then a slight bend up here at the G string 9th fret. Then he comes back down and pulls off to a 7th fret G string. And then the 9th fret G string. Then he bends up the 9th fret G string a full step. Gives the 7th fret of the G string some slight vibrato. And slides up the neck. If that is only a half step or a full step, doesn't matter too much, just go with your feel. Alright, for lick number 5, John is doing a series of unison bends. That is, if you hold a note and then bend up the other note into that same note but 1 octave higher. Jimi Hendrix was known to do this. Now he's starting out by playing the 7th fret of the E string and then the 10th fret of B string. It's basically this. He's bending it up, the 10th fret to the 12th fret. And he's basically walking up the scale. He's then doing this at the 9th fret at the E string and the 12th fret of B string. Then twice at the 10th fret E string and the 13th fret of the B string. And then again twice at the 9th fret of the E string and the 12th fret of the B string. For the next lick he is again doing a unison bend in the beginning. He plays the unison bend and after that the root note at the 7th fret of the E string. Then he's gonna repeat that line 4 times. It's a pull off from the 10th fret of the E string to the 7th fret. And then the index rolls over and plays the 7th fret of the B string. Until the last time, the 5th time, he's pulling off from the 9th fret to the root note. After pulling off from the 9th fret, he's playing the 10th fret of the B string, then again the 7th fret of the E string. Now after that he's pulling off from the 10th fret B string to the 7th fret. And then again this is the same ending as 2 licks before. Now the next 3 licks are pretty fast. He slides a double stop, the 10th fret of B string and the 11th fret of G string. He slides into those notes basically. Then he slides with his ring finger into the 9th fret of G string. Then plays the 7th fret. Then plays the 9th fret of D string and again the 7th fret of G string. And then slides back into the double stop. And you can do it with those both fingers or those both, doesn't really matter. He's doing it with the index and middle finger and slides back with his ring finger. Now the second time around he's gonna play the 7th fret of the E string. third time around he's doing the last lick, which is pretty difficult. Now for the last lick he's just sliding back into the first position, playing again the 9th fret and the 7th fret of G string. Then he's bending up the 9th fret G string a half step with his ring finger. Then he plays the 7th fret of B string twice. Then the 7th fret of the E string once. Then the 10th fret of B string once. Then he bends up the 9th fret of G string now with his middle finger half step. And plays the 7th fret of B string again twice. And this, if you listen, happens really, really fast. Then he bends up the 9th fret of G string a half step again. Pulls off to the 7th fret of G string. Plays the 9th fret of D string. Hammers onto the 9th fret of a G string. Does a hammer on and pull off. Plays the 9th fret of D string and then the 7th fret of G string. Then the 7th fret of the 9th fret of D string. And this happens again really, really fast. This could be a hammer on as well. Then he does a quick slide into the 7th fret of the A string. And then slides quickly into the blue note at the 8th fret and back. Pulls off to the 7th fret. This is the last little phrase. It's basically just a pull off from the 7th fret of the A string to the 5th fret. And you repeat this at the E string as well. And he ends that whole solo on the root note at the low E string here at the 7th fret. Alright guys, if you learned something, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Also consider supporting me on Patreon for downloadable tabs, early access and more. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I would like to see you next time for more. Bye bye.